Welcome to Informative Studio. Today I am going to talk about top 10 dirtiest places in your home. Number 10. Garbage cans. For many, garbage cans are actually not as dirty as you may think, due to the fact that trash bags which line the trash can itself have become widely popular. However, trash bags don't always hold up to the amount of waste that can accumulate in your household. They are susceptible to ripping and overflowing, allowing the contents to leak out into the trash can itself. In other cases, overfilling the can may cause trash to reach the lid and multiply on the underside. There is an estimated 400 bacteria per every square inch of your garbage can, which might not be as much as your sponge or your cutting board but still can lead to continued mold and yeast growth. Number 9. Remote control. It may not cross your mind when you reach to turn on the TV, change the channel, or adjust the volume what bacteria you eat coming into contact with after touching the remote. Due to the high traffic amount remotes can have, whether it be from children to adults, it skips most household minds to clean the remote as well when cleaning the house. It is, however, important to clean the remote as 55% of remotes tested positive for having both yeast and mold. Number 8. Kitchen counters. While this may not come as a shock, your kitchen counters harbor a variety of bacteria due to their constant interaction with daily living. Around 32% of kitchen counters have harmful bacteria, 18% of which belong to different molds. This can be a serious problem because bacteria can be spread easily, especially if you commonly touch your face. In fact, the common cold can be passed by simply coming into contact with an infected area and then rubbing your eye. What makes it worse is cleaning the countertop with a used dishcloth or sponge, especially since a dishcloth or sponge is considered to be the dirtiest place in your kitchen. Number 7. Faucet handles. Unfortunately, in order to clean your hands after using the restroom, you will need to touch the sink faucet handles first. Because of this, a multitude of various bacteria are passed to the handles, making your attempts at cleaning a bit futile as you have to turn the faucet off once you are done washing your hands. In a household bathroom, 27% of the sinks were found to have mold and some even tested positive for staph. There is an estimated amount of 2,786 bacteria found on a bathroom faucet handle per every square inch. Number 6. Stove knobs. An overlooked aspect in cleaning one kitchen might be one of its main areas of traffic, the stove knobs. For many, the top of the stove becomes routine because the mess is unable to miss. However, some may overlook the knobs of stove, even though bacteria is just as likely to be found on the knobs as it is on the stove. In fact, 14% of stove knobs have coliform bacteria, while evidence found that 1/3 of stove knobs were covered in mold and yeast. Most of this is due to the fact that often hands are unwashed after touching different items in your home, or even after coughing or sneezing, and the bacteria is spread to the knobs. Number 5. Coffee makers. Coffee makers may provide what keeps us going, but they also can be a breeding ground for different types of bacteria. In a study, 50% of coffee makers tested had mold and yeast and bacteria such as Staphylococcus, Streptococcus and Bacillus cereus, as well as an accumulation of grime buildup due to lack of maintenance. A coffee maker, no matter whether it be a drip maker or a Keurig, should be cleaned routinely, due to the moist environment being a breeding ground for bacteria. While it may seem like a hassle to take apart the maker, keep in mind that a coffee maker reservoir alone can collect around an estimated 84,982 per every square inch of bacteria. Number 4. Kitchen sink. While this may not come as a surprise to many, your kitchen sink is dirtier than you might realize. An average kitchen sink holds about 4,945 microorganisms per square inch, which is about 70,000 times more bacteria than what is found on your toilet handle. That's right, because of the amount of usage of your sink, whether it be raw meat to food left in your fridge. Your sink is a breeding ground for bacteria because of the moist environment it provides and the food that can help feed the bacteria which grows. Not to mention the soap deposits which can form. Around 45% of sinks have coliform bacteria and 27% tested positive for the presence molds. In fact, there is more E. coli found in your kitchen sink than in a toilet before or after usage. Number 3. Cutting boards. Cutting boards can come into contact with a variety of different bacteria, whether it be from your raw meat, or the fruits and vegetables you eat cutting up. However, without taking proper cleaning precautions, your cutting board can become a harbor for these different bacteria. Cutting boards that are improperly maintained can harbor an average of 18% of coliform bacteria and 14% of yeast and mold. While this may not seem like a lot, cutting boards are 200 times more likely to contain fecal bacteria than a toilet seat. This is due to not taking proper cleaning precautions, especially because bacteria can multiply in the grooves and scars caused by knives. Number 2. Toothbrush holders. It might not cross your mind when you eat picking up your toothbrush how much bacteria has accumulated on it. However, before you put that toothbrush in your mouth, consider the last time you cleaned it if you have and its location in your bathroom. The average toothbrush is a hotbed for different bacteria, such as mold and yeast, as well as staph and coliform. Not to mention the amount of fecal-containing matter that can gather due to its proximity to the toilet. On average, there are 2,465,876 bacterial organisms located on your toothbrush holder. Number 1. Dish sponges. It may come as a surprise, or not one at all, that the dirtiest place in your house is your kitchen sponge. Despite its main use being to clean, your sponge has an estimated 321,629,869 microorganisms living in every gram of your sponge. According to a study, an estimated 75% of dish sponges had salmonella, E. coli, and fecal matter inside of the sponge, a shocking percentage, considering a bathroom faucet only has 9%. The study also found that 86% of sponges also harbor yeast and mold, and another 18% have staph bacteria. These were top 10 dirtiest places in your home. Hopefully you liked this video. Please like and subscribe Informative Studio for more videos.